okay, what are the takeaways and learnings when you're doing a side project? Let me run through a couple of them. First of all, if you haven't done a project of your own in your life yet, do it. Look at this person. She feels so good. For some people, it changes their lives. I don't care what it is. I did my first one at like 33 years old. I did some music stuff before that was related. But creating something and getting it out there that's your own, you can never go back. It's just the ownership, it's a great feeling. So make something. That's the first thing. And especially digital products, working in a small team with digital products, with design, product leadership, and devs, working with this art of just finding whatever is the best minimum viable product here, what is the correct next thing to build with no resources. It's just life itself. It's an amazing feeling. And number two, a very important thing is to guard your own motivation, because in a startup and in side projects, and with all new fragile things in the world, the only thing keeping it going is you continuing. So you need to guard your motivation. If you stop, then this thing dies. But unlike a startup, side projects, this is a magical strength. Like you have the privilege of tackling whatever item on your list that's next that you think is fun to do, that fires you up. And that's also very important, because for side projects, you may only have like a 45-minute sprint to work on this at the evening. And then you need something that gets you fueled up and gives you energy. You can't like tackle it first thing in the morning when you have a normal jobs. So I've always had like a 48-page Google Doc with all the ideas, and I just regularly look through it and I pick the ones I like. And right now, making a video with the learnings, that was the most fun thing to do, so I'm doing that. Also, like the motivation, regarding other people's motivation that you collaborate with, we need a lot of love and respect and understanding, because the side projects are the first things in the world to be killed when life gets tough, or you get sickness, or you get another kid, you get busy at work, life happens. And like when people are working with their strengths and are in balance, they can tackle maybe like 6 hours a day of extra work. But when you're not in balance, you can't do anything. You need to cut this. And we need to sort of embrace that. That needs to be okay, or else we're not gonna be able to do stuff. And I think like the key is just to be open with other people and be like very generous. Like take things in the best meaning. If someone doesn't answer, they don't have a vendetta against you. Life is just happening. It's almost always a positive reason why things are happening. And just try to establish a psychological safety in your side project team. I like the style of radical openness. Share openly when things are a bit too much and you need a week or two without progress on the project to get you back online in your head. I think it's important to try to never leave people hanging. Just let them know you need a break. It's not the end of the world. Let me know, like if I need to push through and deliver this design tonight, which I promised, then it's gonna burn me out. So just take like another 3 days, create that openness. And I had a period where just a thought in the direction of working with side projects got me breathing short and quickly. So I just had to log off for a week or two to get the energy back. Do that. And another thing is, just in life in general, we hear this all the time, but keep your cost low if you ever want to do something big. If you ever want to do a startup or anything, keep it as low as you can, below the support line you get from your government or whatever. It doesn't help to get support from the government if that is like half of what you're normally you're now dependent on for your house mortgage and everything. And I was 35 when I did my first project and startup and everything, and I regretted being in the rat race and increasing my monthly needs so much that now it's a lot needed to get by. And there's another, and look at the snail here. There's just another benefit of side project that I want to mention, and that is that some things are actually better to do on the side project mode, because some things take a lot of time. So why burn a full salary on it? If you're talking slow B2B processes or something on your project, why would you be 100% if you can't fill the time with valuable work? So actually, a side project might be the right way to do a couple of different projects. And then you have the art of getting someone to join you on your project. And this is an art, but it's not really hard. Here you have the dev being flirted with by a product leader that has a great idea that's going to make them $1 million, maybe a course on cold emailing. And I can't even count the number of times that I've posted my need somewhere and thought that that would do the trick. And I've learned one thing. It just always comes down, everything in life comes down to me reaching out one-on-one to people. That's the answer. So if you have an idea for a project, you want to post it on Relentlessly, you want to go on the Slack channel, tell an intro about yourself, you want to post some updates on your project there. But after that, you need to visit the maker page. You need to grind through all the people, reach out one-on-one, and ask if they want to join on your project. And of course, we have meetups as well, helping this, where you can tell and actually meet people and get people excited. And but yeah, one-on-ones, it's so powerful. And another really important thing is how, and this is kind of funny, it's how soft your first question should be. Don't ask if someone wants to be your co-founder. People are busy. It sounds scary. Devs are maybe more introverted than others, so it's just too much. But if you just say like, okay, I might be looking for a co-founder, I might be just looking for sparring, or just it needs to be true and everything. Just ask if you want to look at it and help you a bit, or just contribute in a small way. And then like after a week or two, maybe you have a new CTO. It's amazing. Just start small, sparring on stuff, and take it from there. Now, splitting ownership or revenue. That's another interesting thing we're learning a lot more about right now. My general thoughts here is that every side project that isn't making money should split the ownership. Like, this is one of the benefits of side projects, and you should give people ownership. And you should talk about it pretty early. Not too early, but not too late. It's really hard. I've done both. YC often recommends splitting 50-50 if you're like with one other person. And I tend to, I love YC, so I guess I'm in that camp right now. And I see where they're going, like setting the tone with 60-40 or 70-30 from early on is not maybe worth it, because it's a long road, and like 95% of the value in this thing will be created the next 9 years and not in the previous year. So just do it like that. And I have some real examples from the community of what has been done, like equity wise. And we've done a couple of things. For the course, we just split the potential bottom line revenue of whatever we're going to make in the future. So no equity. And that was a really good way for things that are meant to make money. So she would get like 15 to 25%, and we would keep the rest. That's an easy way of doing it. In the other project we had where we made an app, we just did an equal split of 33% each. We didn't really actually talk about the split until 3 months into it, but we found out that that was the natural thing everyone has thought about, and just splitting costs as well. That's really easy way of doing it. Another team had started up with 3 co-founders and then gotten in developers helping, and they're sort of paying them $100 an hour in stocks or option or something like that, something of value they can keep until they sell or raise money or something like that. And I'm a fan of that, except I'm not a fan of like the hour for hour counting thing, but we're not sure how to solve that. On the side project stage, it just feels a bit awkward to count like each hour, but maybe. Another thing I've done is $2,500 to $10,000 a year in value. That's like $2,500 for like low effort help through a year, and like $10,000 for high effort help through the year. which the project is free to convert into cash or equity. And this is pretty cool later, because if you have a designer, she helps you for a year, she gets $10,000 in value, and we raise 5 million and want to go big time, then we can pay that out. Everyone's happy, hopefully, and the cap table is good. Or if she contributes so much, we want to take her into the team, we'll just say 100K is your equity share, and we'll vest more shares to you so we all can be in the boat together. Flexible, cool stuff, and it's not like hour for hour stuff. So we'll see how that works. And co-founder wise, one example there is actually giving yourself 5 and 6% each now. If one is supposed to be like if you don't agree on something, then one decides, then give yourself like 5 and 6% each, then vest yourself both in the coming future. And this is a sort of complex deal we've done. So the first year, we vest up until 10 and 11%. Then 10% more in the years after that. So after like 5 years, you're at 49 and 51, which protects the project from someone leaving and then having a lot of ownership. So vesting both of you is pretty cool. So not vested stuff returns back to the project if you leave early. If both founders are active and agree, then and if a selling situation appears, then of course all the shares are vested immediately. And then if it's a good leaver situation, you have these like good and bad leaver situations. If it's a good leaver, then the project may repurchase the shares for fair market value by some independent person. Capped at a company or a project valuation of $1 million. Just like set something that's life-changing, then that's pretty good. And it will make the project be able to like, okay, that person that's left, we can clean up, because the future depends on the current team that's going to still be working on it. So we need to sort of incentivize them. And then we have a bad lever, like if something unethical stuff or doesn't answer anymore or just leaves, then like $50,000 for the ownership. Then the project can buy it back like that. And the independent third party can decide the lever state, if it's good or bad. That's pretty cool. And just like say something about the expectations. Like we want to work at least like 2 to 3 hours a week on this. You have responsible for building this stuff. I have responsible for everything else. Something like that. That's a good co-founder deal. And that's what we've learned so far. And then at the end, if you have a dream about going full-time, we have some learnings on people doing that. First of all, one thing, just go for the angels in the first thing. I've heard this before, but I've never seen how valuable it can be, because angels have this nature of needing maybe 10 to 30% return on their investment is a good thing. If you go straight for the VC thing, it doesn't make sense unless you need a lot of money, because then you're automatically on the 10 to 100x return path, and you might get forced to do that. So unless you know you need to go down that track and need the money, then why not start with the angels and then keep more flexibility in the outcomes? Because you might want to sell after 15x because you want to partner up with a company you like. Yeah. All right, thanks.